Hello guys, welcome to only VMware.com. We are making a video series of building VMware LAB using VMware Workstation, and this is the 7th video. In this video we will create the vCenter VM and the database virtual machine. And then we will install the vCenter manually and also create a database and connect the database to the vCenter. We will also install the update manager. Let's start. Just open the VMware Workstation and create two clones. Go to the manage, clone, snapshot 1, link clone. The name will be VC1. Finish. Close. Again right click, go to manage, clone, next, snapshot 1, link clone, next, name will be DB. So this will be a DB server. Finish. Close. Now let's add the network. VMnet 2, connected, power on. Okay, that's it. Same for the DB server. Right click, settings, add the network, custom, VMnet 2, finish. Okay, so that's it. Let's power on the virtual machines. Now both the VMs are booting first time, so they will take some time to boot, and meanwhile we will add the DNS zone for those virtual machines. Let's start up the guest for the ADDC. So the ADDC server is started. Now let's go to the DNS. Now we will decide the IP address for the vCenter and the database server. So first 5 IPs are now used by ADDC, ESXi1, ESXi2, vCenter appliance and the host machine. So the 6th IP we will use for the vCenter and 7th will be for the DB. So let's just add new host, add VC1. The IP will be 172.16.0.6. Create the associate pointer driver. Okay, the other one is the DB and the IP is 172.16.0.7. so all set, done. Just confirm if the reverse lookup is ready. Okay, VC1 and the DB. Close. Let's wait till the VC1 and the DB get started. So set the password to vCenter and the DB server. So now we can add the IP address, hostname, DNS prefix to both the servers. So let's start with the IP address. Now we need to add the IP address manually. Right click, go to properties, TCP/IP 172.16.0.6. Okay, close. Now start my computer, right, properties, change settings, change the name is VC1. Okay, done. Now it will restart the VM. Okay, close, restart now. Now go to the DB server, set the IP address, properties 172.16.0.7, 72.16.0.1, done. Close, close. Now set the host name. Change, it is DB. Okay, to start now. That's it, the VM is now rebooting. Let's check the VC1 if it is up. Yeah, right click, password, start, change settings, change more, only VMware.local. Okay, okay. Now it will reboot the server again. Close, restart now. Go to the DB server and do the same. Start computer, right click, change settings, change more, only VMware.local. Okay, okay. Restart the virtual machine. Restart now. Now go to the VC. Now we will add this server into the Active Directory domain. Change settings, change domain, and type the net BIOS name, that is only VMware. Now it will ask us the Active Directory server authentication. Now type the username and password. Okay, it is added into the domain. That's it. Now it will reboot the server one more time, and this is the last time we are rebooting this virtual machine now. Close, restart now. Now go to the DB server, start my computer, right click, proper, change settings, change, go to the domain, net BIOS name, that is only VMware. Okay, now it will ask the authentication. Okay, that's it. Both the servers are now in AD. So we are now done with the basic settings, that is setting up the host name, adding the DNS prefix, add the virtual machine inside the Active Directory, and the setting up the IP address. Now we need to create Active Directory users to log in to the vCenter and the DB. For the vCenter we will create the user, that is VC admin, and for DB we will create the DB admin. So just Active Directory Administrative Center. Click on only VMware, go to the user and add a new user, that is DB admin, password, password never expires, and we can also add the member, that this user will be a member of okay. So now this user will be a member of domain admin. Now we need to add one more user. Click on OK. Now create one more user, VC admin, password never expires, the member of domain admins. So that's it. log in with switch user. In the same way, just log into the DB, switch user, other user, that's it. Now we can start the vCenter and the DB installation. So prior starting with the vCenter installation, we should have the database in place. So let's install the database first. Just close these windows. Now we need to share the installer folder for the database. So right click to the DB, go to the settings, in the options, shared folders, always enabled, and add the folder, that is VMware installer. Okay, next, finish. So that's it. Now I will copy the MS SQL installation on the C drive. Go to the network, VMware host, SQL Server Enterprise Edition. So I'll copy this onto the C drive and paste. So now we have copied the installer. Let's proceed with the installation. Just right click and run as administrator. Go to the installation and install the standalone installation. Say OK. Select the version. I'll go for the enterprise evaluation. Next, next, install. Okay, next. Now select the features. I have selected these services. Go next. We will require the management studio also, so select the management tools. Next. Please keep in mind, if you are selecting an instance, and the instance ID is most important. While connecting the database remotely, we will require the instance ID. Now I am selecting a default instance and the instance name is MS SQL Server. So next. So here we need to add a user. So we can use our Windows user, that is dbadmin@onlyvmware.local, and the password, and I'll use the automatic option for all the services and select this option, that is use the same account for all SQL Server services. We need to add the user one more time. We are using the Active Directory user. Next, we will select the mixed mode, that is SQL Server authentication and the Windows authentication. We can add the current user. Okay, and type the password for the administrator account. So next, account provisioning, add current user. Next, install native mode default configuration. Next, don't select anything, just next, next. So the installation is now completed. Just next, close. That's it. We are done with the MS SQL installation. So let's go to the management studio and just try to connect using Windows authentication. Okay, that's it. We are now able to connect. Let's continue with the installation of the vCenter, and then let's see where the vCenter asks for the database and the user. At that time we will create a DB for the vCenter. Now let's go to the vCenter and start the installation. Share the installation for this VM also. Go to the sharing, enable, add, next, installer, okay, next, finish. Okay, just go to the network and enable, turn on the network discovery and file sharing. Okay, now it is there. So just go vSphere 5.5. we have the update to vCenter manual installation. Okay, so just copy this installation on the C drive so that the installation will be faster. Now just double click and auto run. let's do a simple install. Simple install will install this SSO, the web client, the inventory service, and the vCenter. Next, add only VMware.local as a native Active Directory identifier source. So yes, because we logged in using the AD user. Next, the password. This is the SSO password. Now it is installing the inventory service. The SSO, vSphere web client are already installed. Now it is doing the inventory service installation. Next, we are utilizing the 60 days trial period. Okay, so next, see, now it is asking us the database for the vCenter. Okay, now prior giving us the database, we need to add the native client connection for the database. We need to install 64-bit ODBC native client for this installation. First of all, let's check if it is available by default. Go to Start, Administrative Tools, and go to ODBC, that is data sources. Go to System DSN, add. No, there is no native client installed. So we already have that installer in our installer folder. So go to the shared folder location, VMware host, VMware installer, and this is the native client installation. So just double click and install. One important thing, this is the 64-bit native client installation. Update manager requires 32-bit native client installation. So I'll cover that part later. So for now we'll just install this 64-bit native client. Next, accept, let it be, just enable everything. Next, install. Yeah. Finish. That's it. DB server, and let's create a database for the vCenter. So I'll connect with the, and then I'll create a database for the vCenter. So first of all, let's create a user, a new login, VCDB user. Okay, SQL authentication for the VCDB user. Password policy, no, we don't need this option. Okay, that's it, we don't need to do anything right now. Now go to the databases, right click, new database. Database name will be VCDB. Okay, and the owner will be VCDB user. So just check the name, it is proper, fine. So anything else we need to choose, that's it. So just go to the user again, VCDB user. Okay, now the default database for this user will be VCDB. Okay, so we will not select any other option right now. That's it. Just close. Try connecting using the VCDB user. SQL authentication, VCDB user, the password. Connect. That's it, we are now able to connect. So let's try this connection from the vCenter server. So go to the vCenter virtual machine and start, administrative tools, ODBC, then go to System DSN, add SQL Server native client, double click. Database name is VCDB, description is the server. Let's see if it finds the server. Yeah, so it found the database server DB. Now click next, use the SQL Server authentication. The username is VCDB user. Okay, next. Okay, now it is connected to the database, that means the connection is perfect. Finish. Test the source. Test completed successfully. Okay, okay, okay. Existing supported database, it is VCDB. Say next. Yes, it is connected, and the password. Next. See, we are getting the error because of the permissions we have not yet allotted for the VCDB user for the VCDB database. Now we need to allocate some permissions to execute the queries, to select the queries. Okay, so let's go to the DB and just select the VCDB user, double click, go to the server roles and give the privileges, say OK. Now go back to the VC server, say OK. Next, full recovery mode, that's it. Now the installation will proceed. Click next. Next, we have the less than 100 hosts, so we'll select the small inventory size. Next, we don't want to enable the data collection. Install, yes. Now vCenter is registering with the SSO, the lookup service, the inventory service. So guys, let's look at the resources utilized by the vCenter server. See, it requires at least 4 GB of RAM at the time of installation. So that's why if you have less resources available with you, so it is recommended to just stop other virtual machines and give good resources to the vCenter server, at least till the installation completes. So finish. So now we need to install vSphere client and connect the ESXi servers to the newly installed vCenter, and then we will also install the update manager. So I'll finish this video here because we need to create another video, as we cannot extend the same video so long. So see you in the next video.